Let's take a break for a minute from the games, from the chaos, from the nonsense. Come into my office. We're here to relax, take a step back, and view things from a different perspective. The last few weeks have been very, very interesting when it comes to what I'm working on in the channel and what's going on in my life, and things that are happening. And I think it's about time that you guys know what the heck the plan is, because I don't think I even know. As you may or may not know, we joined the YouTube gaming community of content creators on April 30th, 2015. It has been many, many years. My very first video was of a random quest in Far Cry 3 down in the docks. The video is terrible, by the way. It's me being like, I think this is gonna work, it might work. Audio quality is terrible. You know, we've come a long way since then. At least I like to think that we have. So we've been doing this for over 3 years, and throughout these years I've been doing all sorts of work. And if you've been here since the early days, which I apologize for if you have been, you will know that we've gone through different stages of life, okay? We've had different jobs that take up different amounts of time. We got married in that process, certain things happened, we've moved a lot. So what was on the channel and the consistency of the YouTube channel has been very, very different and drastic. There was a time when I was actually partnered with the multi-channel network of broadband TV. That was an interesting year. I thought I had basically reached it. We reached a point where we were getting enough views where they reached out to us, and we discussed back and forth, changed some contract stuff, and then I joined broadband TV. And then after a few months, whoever was helping me out was like, yo, why don't you just try streaming? You seem like your personality is much more like a streamer than it is a YouTuber. And I said, okay, let's try it. So about a year and a half ago, I think, we actually tried live streaming on YouTube because they had it out at the time. And at first it was a little weird, you know, when you were editing videos, you can just pull weird stuff out, but when you're streaming, everything's there. And it was actually a lot of fun. And it kind of allowed me to feel like I was putting on a show, and it made the content in my mind a little more interesting. And the best part was once I pushed end on the stream, it was over. I could go back to my life. I could go hang out with my wife. I didn't have to sit in the office and edit for a lot of hours afterwards. And really, it freed me up time-wise for the things that I cared about in my life. Streaming allowed me the freedom to sit down, stream, have a good time, and then be able to leave and then basically put on my husband hat, go hang out with my wife, hang out with my family. And it allowed me to basically compartmentalize my life in a way. Plus, I feel much more in the zone when I'm streaming. Like right now, this is actually uncomfortable. Knowing that no one is actually hearing me right now and that no one's gonna respond to me in the chat, it's just a little bit different because now I'm used to streaming. At the core, I am a streamer. I enjoy the interaction. I enjoy hanging out with people. In fact, that's actually the entire point of why I started doing the content creation at all. I tell this idea of a story in the streams all the time as to why I do this and why I love this. But there's more meaning behind just playing the game and showing it to you guys. If all you wanted to see was someone play a game, there are thousands of creators out there. However, we're not trying to just play a game here. My favorite gaming moments in life are from when I was younger. You'd get off the bus, you'd either go to your friend's house or they'd come to your house, and you'd all hop on the Xbox, and you'd all beat each other up or shoot each other. A good old classic game was Medal of Honor Rising Sun. You could snipe each other with shotguns from one boat to another. It was a whole thing. It was beautiful, okay? The moment of the interaction, the shoving, the yelling, the threatening their mother and their lives. You know, things that young kids should do. The things that really made youth good, you know? Playing Super Smash, beating each other. It was just such a good time, the social interaction. But today, everyone has to have their own consoles, their own PCs. Everyone likes to just be at home because it's comfortable and safe. And like the idea of a LAN party, local area network for your young kids, okay? You'd have to bring your PC over. You'd have to then get a splitter and plug in through Ethernet cables. It was a nightmare, and it took about 3 hours to set up every time. But once it was set up, it was beautiful. And it was awesome. But we can't do that anymore. I mean, we could, but no one wants to. The internet's an amazing thing. The ability to use Discord to chat with people is absolutely fantastic. So the idea of getting together to play games has shifted to more of an online style. What I'm trying to do And what brings me joy is recreating those moments. Okay, getting together with friends and playing games and having a good time. And then when I'm playing a game that we can't play together because maybe it's a building game, I can at least hang out with you guys in the chat. And I'm hoping that you can feel that I'm excited about hanging out with you guys. And when you guys show up and yell at me and make fun of me, that's actually what I want. It's a good time, and that's actually what brings me joy, is when I get to hang out with you guys. So that's why I stream, and that my highly edited YouTube video content it's not been where it has been. And in the last couple weeks, I've been doing a little bit with Elite Dangerous, doing stuff with that, but it's just not what I'm about. I'm about the interaction. I'm about the laughing at nonsense. That's my speed. My whole thing is I want to have a good time and stay positive and just be pumped all the time. So for the longest time, we were streaming to YouTube because that was where my little strange community was at the time, and still most of my community actually is on YouTube. However, due to circumstances with YouTube, Google, and other things, the back end we don't have to get into, we decided to switch over to Twitch when it comes to all of our streaming. We hit it really hard for a month. We were able to get affiliated almost right away, and we've been slowly climbing the ranks to be able to hopefully get to the stage of partner, which allows us to actually make some more money doing it. And the people that have come to the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Skabbard, by the way, come hang out. It's a good time. The people that are supporting the channel, they're subscribing to the channel, they donate, they're throwing their bits at us. It makes it a good time. And in case you guys don't know, as of 2 months ago, I've been putting all of my effort into the channels. I am doing this full time, which we're not exactly at the point where I want to be when it comes to actually making income to support what's going on. I have some things that I work on my own that help subsidize that, but our goal right now is actually to make this a thing. It's to take the chaos and to take the enjoyment that we have from these games. It's to create a community of like-minded people. Yeah, the Discord's kind of chaotic. It's not as entertaining as it should be. Links for the Discord if you want to come hang out with us. Please come hang out, come yell at people. It's a fantastic time. At the end of the day, I enjoy a variety of games. I'm like the brand new girlfriend that you just acquired. She doesn't know what she wants, but she wants it now, you know? It's a good thing that she's hot because she's angry, you know? She doesn't know what the heck she's looking for. And so that's why I switch from game to game all the time. And then when I switch to a game, I obsess on it until I either beat it or I'm like, I'm over it, and then I move on. I'm kind of, it's chaos. And I always use the word chaos because it kind of helps to describe what's going on in my brain. I've got a really weird brain that just is always running and always going crazy. But if I can find something to just like put all of my effort into, I can focus for that short time and have some fun. For example, Anno 2205, the most random game ever. Is it a boring game to watch? Maybe. But in my mind, I'm taking all these things and the chaos and putting it all together, and I rush through it in, what, 3 streams? It's probably like a 25-hour gameplay, okay, maybe a 20-hour gameplay game if you want to just get through like the quote-unquote story of it. But we did it in 3 streams. I'm still editing those, so I'm putting them up on the channel. And I'm putting them on YouTube not because I think that they're going to do well, but just because that's what I'm working on. I don't want you guys to see what I'm working on. So when it comes to making content and trying to turn this into a full-time thing, there's an interesting balance between doing what I want to do and doing what I should do. When it comes to any business, you have to understand the idea of supply and demand. If I was going to run this as just solely as a business and take all the joy that I receive out of it, we would only play games that I figure out through research and all these other sources, what games people want to see but people aren't doing, and I would just play those games. And I would make one of those games my main game, and I would just run through it. Elite Dangerous actually is an example of that game, but the difference is I really enjoyed Elite Dangerous. Elite Dangerous is a kind of a special game. Elite Dangerous is a game that is very entertaining only to a certain subset of people, and the community can only grow so big. And I only say that just because the game is complex. To really enjoy it, you have to get some extra hardware, the HOTAS, and you can do other things, but the people that are in it are so into the game, and they're awesome, and they're kind, and they're helpful, and they're just there to have a good time and enjoy themselves, and I love it. And it's mostly adults, and that's another reason why I love doing it, is because I like to hang out with people of like-minded natures. But Scab, what the heck is the point? What I'm hoping is to help you guys understand where I'm coming from when it comes to why I do things, when I do things, and the fact that we're doing most of our effort over on Twitch. When it comes to live streaming, Twitch is just the better of the two platforms. It's the unfortunate truth. Yes, we streamed on YouTube, but we switched to Twitch, and honestly, it's been a lot more fun. Things are just smoother, things integrate easily, and people that are on Twitch to view content are there to see live streams, and that's what I'm looking for. People to interact with, people to help grow the channel, and to build a community of just strange, chaotic people. So we've been experimenting a little bit of how we want to run the two channels together. We've been experimenting with just throwing the stream straight up onto YouTube with the intro and the outro and the P breaks and all that nonsense. And those, depending on the content, depending on the game, people may watch it, but when you look at the analytics, you actually learn a lot. And thank you, YouTube Analytics, for helping me understand a few things. But what we've been doing lately is taking, like Anno is a perfect example. We've been taking the stream, cutting it into more digestible segments that if you wanted to watch it, you don't have to feel like you have to sit there for a couple hours or be like, man, I don't have that time. I'm not going to watch that. You know, I'm not even going to start that. And it's just been an interesting process of learning and growing as a channel and as a community. And if you notice, our content is changing almost on a weekly basis. And that's just because that's how my chaotic brain works. We're moving from one thing to the next, and I am a variety streamer. There's no way that I could just play one game and be that specific streamer. You know, I could never be a CSGO streamer. I could never be just Elite Dangerous. There's so many things that I find enjoyable that I have to branch out and experience them. All right, back to the whole point. We're trying to find the middle ground of trying to run this business successfully, to make this a thing, to get people to view it, and to get ad revenue, and to get people to come hang out, subscribe to the Twitch channel, which the Twitch channel is the lifeblood of what we do here. Balancing the business and balancing the joy, it's just an interesting balancing act. For the longest time, my friends and I really enjoyed playing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and it was mainly it wasn't necessarily that I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the interaction with the people, and I almost enjoyed how crappy the game was because it was so buggy and things were wrong, and it was just fantastic. But we only played that a little bit on the channel because competition for certain games is just crazy, man. Again, the supply and demand. People really want to see Battle Royale games right now. Okay, that's the demand. But then the supply of it is way higher. You've got all of these people that their entire lives are these games. So what we've been doing is we've been enjoying those games in the background, but really spending our time on games that I still really enjoy and love, but they're not as quote-unquote popular because of that balancing act. Yes, it's a game that some people may want to see, and yes, it's a game that I may want to show you guys because I want you to see it because you may not know about it. But it allows you to kind of work in the back end and be found by people that wouldn't find you normally, if that kind of makes sense. But the point of all of this is what I'm saying is I refuse to play a game that I don't enjoy. And if I really enjoy a game and I know it won't do well for the channel, but I want to play it anyway, I'm going to do it anyway, because at the end of the day, if I love it and I'm pumped about it, that's what I want to show, is how pumped and jazzed I am about something. When Beyond Chapter 4, the 3.3 update of Elite Dangerous dropped, I was so pumped. I was in the game. All you guys saw was Elite Dangerous content for about 2 weeks. We did a lot of stuff. A lot of you guys found me through that content, actually. Welcome, by the way. But if you've noticed, we've kind of mentally moved on, and we'll go back to it because I always end up going back to that game. This is like the fourth time I've gone back to it in our career of it. But I have other games locked and loaded, ready to go. At this exact moment, I don't intend to make much Elite Dangerous stuff just because my mind's on other things. The chaos is taking us a different direction. We have an early access game that we want to cover. It's called Foundation. It's mainly just because the art style is awesome and it's a builder game. It excites me to see it, so we're gonna be playing a little bit of that. We're gonna stream it and then we're gonna put it over here on YouTube. I did a Total War Warhammer 2 stream. We started a Lizardmen campaign. I had some fun with it for a couple hours. I may continue that, I may not. That one's definitely up in the air. As you know, on the channel, we did Subnautica, just barely played through it. It was awesome. The game is fantastic. Subnautica Below Zero, the access just dropped a couple weeks ago. We did our initial stream, and we played through the main story that was voice acted. And there's more that we could actually find in that game. However, I don't want to do things too quickly. I kind of want to do them as they release them. So as they release the new added on completed story, then we will actually continue that. But I'm just gonna be doing that kind of like in segments as we go, because I just love that game and I want to support those developers like crazy. And everyone's talking about it. Everyone's either mad or they're in love with it. Apex Legends by Respawn and EA. This is an example of one of those games that, as on the business side, is the dumbest decision to play, because so many people are covering it, so many people are good at it, and mostly people want to go see those people that are good at it. Okay, I don't get competitive at games. I have a good time with games, but for the first time in a long time, I'm feeling the itch to play it. And I know it's not necessarily what we have done on the channel. It's not how the direction that we go, but the chaos, I'm telling you, the directed chaos is taking me that direction. Now, we're not just gonna just drop everything and be an Apex Legends channel. That's not how it works. However, we're gonna be playing it on the Twitch channel semi-regularly for now, because I really enjoy it. I'm so pumped and jazzed about it. And the best part is I'm not sorry, because it brings me so much joy, and I hope that that is what you guys hope to see, is the joy that I'm having and that we can all have together. There are times when I'm going to be playing it with friends. There'll be times I'm going to be playing it solo, just with randoms, because I kind of like yelling at randoms. And even though we may not win, it's just the chaos that comes with randoms is a lot of fun. And who knows, maybe I'll even put together a couple random days where we can actually play together as a community. My favorite part was I did a poll. Should we check out Apex Legends on YouTube? By the way, if you don't know, under the community tab under my channel, I'm actually able to communicate with you guys through posts, pictures. I can do polls and ask questions, and that's my favorite usage is the poll system. I can put in options. I can glean information from what you guys actually want. I wish I could do something like that over on Twitch, because that's where I spend most of my time. However, it's just the easiest to do that on YouTube. And I love that it's split 50-50. It's just like, and the comments are things like, nah, I don't think that's it, man, and it's not really what the channel's about, and I completely agree. Apex Legends and competitive games are not what this channel's about. But man, this game is just sucking me in. This entire weekend, every minute that I wasn't hanging out with my wife, I was on my home setup and I was playing Apex Legends, because it's so freaking enjoyable. And the best part is it's free. So we're gonna be hanging out and doing that, and I'm freaking pumped about it. So, and we just received a code for Cook Serve Delicious 2. It's the most random game ever, but when you're thinking about chaos, that's right up my alley, man. Taking chaos, trying to organize it. And working in a restaurant, I used to actually manage a restaurant. But at the end of the day, no matter what comes from the future, if I'm pumped about it, I'm gonna do my best to show it on the channel so that you guys can also be pumped about it potentially as well. So on one of our community posts, I informed you guys that I was going to be doing a video, and I had wondered if you guys had any questions, and we got a couple, but because it's just a community post and it's not an actual regular post, people just aren't seeing it, and that's okay. Stoked Hale 41 asks, will you play EVE Online? It's a neat game. I do not intend to, as of now. My man Devin asks, what's your mother's maiden name? Absolutely not. No. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. And our boy Neptune, big supporter of the channel. What's your favorite color? Also, my little brother wants you to play Roblox. Please never do that. I could never agree with anything more other than please never play Fortnite, okay? What's my favorite color? I'm gonna go with blue. Again, it's kind of like the new hot girlfriend. I don't really know what I want, but I believe it's blue today. For now. So please, if you have any comments, concerns, jokes, or more things to add into the chaos, throw it in the comment section of this video and we'll add it in the future if it seems appropriate and applicable to it. If you liked the video, throw a like down. It helps out a lot. And if you didn't, a dislike, because I can glean information from that as well. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and come hang out with us on twitch.tv/Skabbard. That's where we're actually hanging out. You can come yell at us live. Thank you all so much. Have yourself a wonderful day.